Ooh, might make your head blow off.
Hey, yo, it's a talk show host, Kaynah Lassiter. Join me for an episode of Relations, the most lit hour of adult conversation.
Hold up, you know you can't forget about me. It's 51 Spades, alpha male G-O-D, one half of Relations. You wanna hear the truth? Can you handle the truth? It's where it's at, baby. It's where it's at, baby.
What's good? Welcome to an all-new episode of Relations. My name is Kaynah Lassiter.
It's your boy, 51 Spades, alpha male G-O-D, the ninja you love to hate. I'm in the building.
Yeah, we got two exciting topics to dive into tonight. The first one being women who provoke and abuse. The second one is men who have two loves. Let's talk about women who provoke and abuse. I think this topic came about with the new Cardi B social media. I don't know whether this was a live video that she made, but there was a conversation that she had with her fans, and she was actually defending Offset, saying that she was the abuser and the aggressor in the relationship. And I think that resonated with you in a negative way because she didn't get a lot of backlash for admitting that she was an abuser, correct?
No, it wasn't that it didn't recognize with me. It was just people that was making comments that were saying, and I just happened to be listening to actually a different podcast, and they were just saying that when women come out and they say that they are the abuser, it's not the same as a man, and people basically they pacify what the real issue actually is. And even though they saying that if I am the abuser and the man, I'm willing to accept whatever comes with it, whether it's them beating them up, whether it's breaking their arm, whatever the case may be. But a lot of times that stigma sticks with a man, but with a woman, they tend to pacify it.
Okay, so the answer would be yes. That it rubbed you the wrong way. I said it resonated. It resonated with you in a negative way, meaning it made you feel some type of way that, hey, if a man came out and said, hey, if Offset came out and said, hey, yeah, I beat Cardi up, that's why we're getting this divorce, and I was abusive to her, Offset would be canceled. Like, the Migos would need to audition for a new member of their group because he would be harassed. The Me Too movement would be after him. There would be a lot more negativity surrounding, and that stigma that you're speaking about would be following him around versus the Cardi B thing. To be honest with you, I didn't even hear about it. I didn't even know about it until you said something. So that's a great example of it being received two different ways.
That's because it's mainly because of the status of where Cardi is, and her taking him back is actually why it started. Mm-hmm. So most people got on the thing of what I was just saying about stigma. Why are you taking him back? You a woman, you so stupid. Like he doesn't deserve a second chance, and they don't really know what's going on. So that's probably what prompted her to say, I'm taking him back, but it wasn't his fault. She could be defending him, but she basically came out saying, in most cases, I am the aggressor.
Yeah. And when you mentioned it to me, at first, I was kind of taken aback because, hate to draw racial lines, but to hear her say she was aggressive towards a black man, I was kind of like, I don't know. Does Offset now deserve to be labeled as like a beta male or someone who's soft?
So stop right there.
Well, let me finish because I'm not done. That was my first thought.
I got
and then,
but I wanted to ask you why you thought that.
Because culturally you don't hear it. It doesn't say that it doesn't happen, but culturally you don't hear black men. You don't have black men on the Steve Harvey show with black eyes. It just culturally we don't hear black men getting beat up and being aggressive, but you do hear about Puerto Rican women being very aggressive and will put their hands on you, and they brothers will come to your house and beat your ass. That culturally does happen. So when I thought about it, I said, well, damn, is Offset soft? Then I thought to myself, no, that's who he married. He married a Puerto Rican girl from the fucking Bronx. And trust me, he's had this with her before where he's been scratched or been cussed out, and he went to his homeboys and they was like, yeah, man, you got one of them Puerto Rican chicks from the Bronx. So it's a normal conversation between Offset and his friends because she's Puerto Rican and because she's from the Bronx. So that stigma does follow Cardi B, but how we took it, it wasn't like we were attacking her, and that could be because, like I'm saying, it's normal for a Puerto Rican girl from the Bronx. They be slapping the hell out of niggas all the time. So I even myself have been desensitized. I even know that, and I don't know a whole bunch of Puerto Rican people, but I know from being on the planet and hearing people talk about their cultures and stereotypes. That's one of the stereotypes that follow Puerto Rican women around, especially when you from the BX, especially when you from the concrete. That's just something that goes around about you.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that's fine. That ain't stopping nobody from getting thrown in a trash can, or shot, or put in the hospital, whatever the case may be. Like, people can use that in whatever form or fashion that they want to. I'ma just say that when they get their ass beat, which most of them do, the man is gonna catch the brunt of it. But my thing is, her coming out and glorifying it is actually my issue with it more than anything, because there's nobody actually saying don't put your hands on anybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not supposed to put your hands on anybody. I have a daughter, and I would never tell her in any way, any fashion, to put your hands on a man, to spit on a man, to pull a knife out on a man, to do any of the above. Like, I get that in this day and age, a lot of women carry on this thing where they're kind of straggling this line where they think they're woman and then have this man type attitude,
man mentality.
But at the end of the day, you not one. You don't throw a punch like a man. You're not gonna receive a punch like one. And if it get really, really violent, like if a woman was to cut me, I'd be going to prison. Like, and there's different mentalities of what you were saying. That's why I asked you, why'd you naturally go to that is he a beta male? Because I do know men that they have that type of restraint. Like, I've been in scenarios where I've seen my homeboy and his face scratched, and I'm like, God damn, dog, what happened to you? Oh man, right before you got here, me and the old lady that went through it, and she looked perfectly fine. You know what I'm saying? I'm wondering why she ain't in the hospital. But at the same point in time, it didn't make him weak. Is what I'm saying. It's like strength come in different ways. You know, yeah. For him, he just was like, hey, I grabbed her by both her arms, pressed her against the wall, and that was enough for him. Mm-hmm. For some men, that's enough. That might work, or just depending on what happened. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, different things bring out different people. Like spitting on someone. I mean, that's all out war. I don't care what gender you are. I don't care where you from. I know for a fact I'm putting you down. But that's me.
Yeah. I'm gonna say this, and it's tough for me. It's a real thin line because, as I say often, I'm a survivor of domestic violence. So it's a very thin line with me, but I will tell you this. I think there are a lot of expectations out there for men not to put their hands on a woman that spit on them.
Gotcha.
Not to put their hands on a woman that's threatened their life with a knife.
Gotcha.
Because if that same woman pulled a knife out on a police, he's going to put her ass down. But if a woman pull a knife on her boyfriend, you understand what I'm saying? He's not supposed to defend himself and put her ass down. You understand what I'm saying? He's supposed to have this restraint. And I really appreciate you saying some men have a different type of strength, and strength is shown in different ways. And I commend those men who can stand there and be belittled, cussed out, stuff property thrown up out the house. You know what I'm saying? Every time you do something wrong, get out because they name on the lease and his name isn't. Those are all very, 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 very abusive things.
So is that a strong man to you or a weaker man?
It's very hard for me to say.
No.
It's very hard for me to say that if this was happening to somebody that was close to me. So let's say that it was my girlfriend's boyfriend and she's telling me, I whooped that nigga ass. I tossed all this shit outside. I flattened all his tires, broke all his windows. I'm thinking to myself, that nigga is beta. He's soft. Because ain't no way. But if I saw a guy on the Steve Harvey show suited up saying, hey, I went through 4 years of abuse and I just couldn't put my hands on this woman, I think the way it's delivered to me is probably going to make me feel different. It's just going to make me feel different. Having a man that has survived it and has came out on the other side that still looks like a man and sounds like a man, that's probably someone my mind is not going to go automatically to that's a beta male. Mm-hmm. He's showing even strength being able to sit down and talk about it. And he's worked his way through it and came out on the other side. And again, he still looks like a man. He still sounds like a man. But hearing it from your girlfriend and you're not hearing it from the guy, you're going to say,
has that ever happened to you?
Someone told me that they were beaten up.
Yeah, they man.
Their man? No.
Oh, okay.
Never. I think the only thing I've ever heard do is that somebody got mushed. They mushed the guy in the face or something, and I'm like, that was still a line crosser for me.
So would you tell a woman if she called and was like, I beat him up, I was throwing shit at him, I cut him, what would you say to her?
I would say, where is he at first? Because I would think she finna get her head taken off. Where he at? Because that ain't just gonna fly by. He's somewhere thinking of how to get you back. But I think I would want to know more what took you there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would want to know, like, why was that necessary that you beating a dude up? You understand what I'm saying?
Would you tell her that you felt that she was wrong? See, that's the question. Because see, I want to tackle this from a different scenario. Like, that's really why I'm bringing this up, because that's how I feel. Like, the way that Cardi was talking about it, like, I'm the abuser, I'm the one that would punch him, I'm the one that will slap him, I'm the one that would do all this shit. Well, can't no man walk around and like, well, shit, I just broke her arm, I took her to the hospital, what's the big deal?
Yeah, you're right.
Like, it's the same shit. Like, I was even watching Marriage Boot Camp, and you had Tahiri on there, and you have therapists on there, people that work on relationships that's going on. It's her and Vado on there, and she's going through this thing where every time they have an argument, she throws something at him. She throw a bottle of water at him. She push him in his chest. She's belittling him, and this is on national TV, and she hit him with an apple, 2 apples on the side of his face. And then when they got in the session where everybody's there, he felt like she was playing a role where she was playing victim. He gets up and grabs her around her throat, and then everybody
is in an uproar.
Everybody was in an uproar. Even the people that's there,
the professionals,
the professional and the other people that's taking the counseling too. But they all looked at him like he was in the wrong.
Like, how could he
and
do
my
that?
thing was, how was he in the wrong after getting hit
several times,
and he's supposed to just take that shit?
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. And it's like, no woman was like, well, she did hit him with some apples, she did throw a water bottle. Nobody said anything, but everybody had a bunch to say when he put his hands around her throat. I'm not saying that that's right, wrong, whatever you feel, that's it. But what I'm saying is, like, when you're seeing something that's going, why is that being pacified like it's nothing, and then for the man it's going to 100? It's not even going from a 10 level. It's going straight to 100. Everybody there was going to 100. So that's why I'm asking you, like, if your girl called you and said, well, I just slapped the fuck out his ass, or whatever, would you even say anything to her?
I don't think I would. I sat here while you were talking, and I'm trying to put myself on the phone, actually imagining myself in that scenario, and all I'm thinking is, you should get out of the house for the night. Or I'm trying to understand that I think that's me being attached to being someone that wouldn't fight a man, because I'm still recovering. So to me, I can't see her doing that and getting away with it. So I'm imagining myself on that phone asking her, are you okay? What led to this? You probably need to come over here and tell me all that. Why don't you just pack an overnight bag? I'm trying to remove her from the situation because I don't think that she's safe. I don't necessarily think that is a bad thing, but I don't think on that phone that I would be worried about telling her whether she was wrong or right. I just want to get her to a safe location, find out what happened. Now, I think after conversing with her in person, I do believe that I'm intelligent enough to say, that, hey, you probably shouldn't be doing that, but I can't see it. And they say if you can't imagine it, then you probably wouldn't do it. Because even saying it out of my mouth, it still feels so foreign to tell a female, you wrong, out of your mouth. But I read the meme, which helped us actually come up with this topic. And the meme clearly says, does a woman who spit on a man deserve to get hit? And my answer was, hell yeah. Hell yeah. So how can I feel so strongly about her getting hit after a spit and not feel strongly about having a conversation with a friend saying, hey, you probably shouldn't put your hands on that guy? It just doesn't feel natural. Maybe because I haven't said it before. I don't know. It's a really weird space to be in. Because I know how to tell a man, hey, you shouldn't be doing that too. As a matter of fact,
exactly, and that's
you probably shouldn't be hitting your girlfriend. I can say that pretty easily.
And that's my issue. And that's my issue with it right there. Like it's a natural thing. Like even if you're out somewhere in public, just for example, even if you out somewhere in public, and I'm not saying every man do this, but if a man is arguing with his lady and he grabbing her, it's always someone there.
Yeah,
that's gonna be hey man, don't do that.
What's up, buddy? That's what they gonna hit you with. They want to call you buddy. They're like, I don't want to get beat up, but what's up, buddy? Everything cool?
It's always gonna be that. But if a man was out in public getting ridiculed, belittled, slapped, everybody just gonna sit there. Like it's nothing until he turn up. Yeah,
and that's when everybody gonna jump in and separate them.
Yeah, but they're still gonna hold the man way more accountable. Like I could get something thrown on my head. And there's certain things that I can honestly say that probably wouldn't provoke me. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't really say like that. I know will provoke me. Someone spitting on me.
Yeah, that's horrible.
I'm sorry. Like you better run for the border.
So disrespect. It says a lot. It says a lot about how the person looks at you, feels about you. Spitting is just.
But I mean, I feel like that's the ultimate. That's the ultimate disrespect right there. So to me, if that's your lady and she spit on you, that ain't your lady no more. Because I don't even feel like she have a level of respect for you. She's spitting on you.
I will say this. Let me say this.
Oh shit.
No, and I'm not defending. But we have each topic that we discuss is 30 minutes. So I have to dig super deep sometimes to say, okay, in what state of mind does somebody have to be in to spit? Not excusing it, but what state of mind do they have to be in? Now, if the nigga is bigger than me, probably hit harder than me, and I need to do something to get under his skin. Something that might lead me, because you could be back there and spit at a nigga and run. You could get away with certain things. So I'm
fast? Because you look kind of klutzy.
I'm trying to put my own self in which state of mind do I need to be in to actually do that. And first of all, you got to take somebody. Well, no, you know what? Let me say, I never spit on anybody before. So where you have to go mentally to do it, I don't know. But I needed to kind of put maybe someone or face to someone who has done it before. And all I can say is that sometimes it could be safety measure. Like, I can't hit you. And if I hit you, like, what damage is that really going to do? Like, especially if you bigger than me. You know what I'm saying? I need to do something, especially if this is contact for contact. Like, you punch me, then I do something back. Because there are a lot of abusive situations where it's just not the man hit the woman and the woman lay down now. Sometimes the man hit the woman and the woman is like, bring it, motherfucker. And that bitch will spit. Yeah, but she gonna spit.
But I'm not talking about that. And if it's a situation like that, I'm almost positive they'll go together. Almost positive. Like in the situation what you're talking about, that is something that they're probably just friends, or that shit done escalated, or they're around people and it done escalated.
No, it's probably couples. It just depends on the dynamic.
Spitting on each other?
No, I didn't say spitting on each other. I did not say spitting on each other. I said a couple that is contact for contact, which means they're abusive to each other. So let's say you and I are fighting and you hit me. You are bigger than me. I'm not finna punch you back, but I'll spit.
You're not getting up from this punch. Like, you see this fucking
But there is some women who will get up. There are some women out there that just been fighting boys all their life, and they bought it. And they know they punch ain't gonna do shit, so they gonna get you back. And you know what? That bitch will spit. I'll put my hand on the book for that one.
Remember what you were saying about like there's different regions of people, and then you say, hey, Puerto Rican women are known for cutting and stuff like that. I'll say this. I'm from Louisiana, and there are girls there that can fight. Mm-hmm. They seriously can.
Mm-hmm. I believe that.
But the men are just as savage.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to tell you that for every woman there that I saw fight, even the ones that said they big and bad, they were not conscious. It's just,
that's a chance they take though. I don't believe a person that spit at you or kick you or hit you back is worried about no consequences.
I believe you,
because they are there in that moment. They on 100 just like your ass.
I believe it. And I'm not even saying that that's right. So that's why I'm saying that I just feel like, hey, in certain circumstances, and I'm just speaking from not just out and about and you in a club and some shit just happening. I'm just talking about you're in a relationship. It would behoove you to learn not to put your hands on each other.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
It would just behoove you of that. Mm-hmm. And even now that they have different laws, that now it's like if cops come out and there's a mark on the man and then there's a mark on you, both of y'all ass going to jail.
And I'm glad about that.
And it's like, what we got to go through all this shit for? And that's why I get upset when women, like how you were just sitting there a few minutes ago and you was like, I need to get a reaction out of them. I need to do something. Spitting ain't it. You get what I'm saying? So I'm just saying, like, just leave it be. And that's why you see a lot of men always leaving. Like, because I always hear women like, well, he just left the house because he was about 5-10 minutes from beating your ass.
Yeah.
So that's the reason why your ass is in the house all night.
And I commend those. I really do. And I want to make that very clear. I commend guys that can do that. And
me too.
To just walk away, to just disappear, that actually does more damage than the black eye. That actually puts us in more of a space like, where is he doing?
But you know
who is he with? Who is he talking to? Is he gonna come back? Now you feel like a real asshole. I mean, it's the worst.
But you know what? Sometimes, and I would say that I had an OG tell me that one time. He was like, you know what? The best way to get to a woman is killing with silence. He was like, once you leave and they can't get their point off, they can't get the shit that they really want to get out, because now they're sitting in their own somber moment.
True story.
They start to wake up and he's gone. Like, that shit is, I'm not saying it ain't on his mind, but he is not at the level you're at.
No, because he removed himself from the environment.
Yeah. So, and that comes with time, people around you just telling you, OG being an OG. He was an OG to me and told me that. And I was like, you know what? I honestly didn't think that shit would work. And I did that shit one time and I had like 75 missed calls. Like, it's just like, I ain't answer on the first call. You know what I'm saying?
I will tell you that, because I wanted to think if there was ever a time that I felt like I needed to provoke something out of my spouse. I am taken there way earlier than in the fight. When we first start talking and you are pouring out all this emotion and the guy is just like, okay, and playing the game. Are you done? Are you finished? Just cold. And then it's like, okay, how can I get him to feel something? I don't give a fuck what it is now. He don't feel sad for me. He don't feel sorry for me. He don't feel nothing. So how can I make him feel something? I know how to make your ass mad. And so, and I'm not saying that's right, ladies, but I do a lot of self-evaluation, and that's the only time I put myself in a situation where I wanted to provoke. But I wasn't looking to be hit, so to speak, or to be cussed out. I was just looking to get something, some type of reaction out of a person, because I'm upset. And when you're upset and you've exposed that you're upset and exposed your feelings, and this person is just like, okay, what you want me to do? It's kind of like, you got to be kidding me. I just gave you everything inside of me for 30 whole minutes, and you want to know if I'm done?
I mean, it's a time and a place for everything. I'm not saying that you right or wrong on wanting to provoke shit, but I'm gonna just say in an argument I think it's better that two people are not on 10. You gotta have one person with a level head,
balance,
even though this other person is beside themselves. If you have two people on 10, don't nothing really work out anyway. Mm-hmm. Like, to me, that's how those fights ensue. Mm-hmm. Because now you feeling one way, you trying to get a feeling out this person. It's not the feeling that you actually thinking about. And now that he's there, now it's like a fight can break out. Yeah. You can get slapped. He can get spit on. Now we both in jail. Yeah. Neither one of us got a bond. You know, it's like...
No, because they actually make you sit. They make you sit for 24 hours. They call it the cool down period. So you can't go home. You don't have a bond the first 24 hours.
I know that because we don't need to be in the house together. Yeah. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah. So when those things happen, I just say that, you know, people have to learn how to argue. There's a right place, right time for those type of things. And I get what you're saying about your feelings, but everybody don't feel things at the same time. I could say a lot of times if my significant other is upset and she's on 10 and she's saying things, she could say things to me that I might not feel like right then and there, but as I'm thinking about it, I could come back and be like, look, this is why this happened, or I'm addressing this. Mm-hmm. Sometimes it's not. You can say your feelings. It doesn't mean that it has to be reciprocated from that person.
Right at that moment.
At that moment.
I can't disagree with that because people, just like you can be traumatized at 6 and then never be traumatized again, and then something happened to trigger that same trauma at 66. So I get it. You can feel things at different times. It's been proven time and time again. However, I think that men are intelligent creatures, just like women are.
That's cool.
And you can recognize when somebody is hurt and when they're at their wits' end and they're giving you everything. I think there are more ways to show that even if you don't care, that you're still concerned. It's not what you say, it's how you say it. And saying that, you know, are you done after somebody pours their heart out might not be the right thing to do.
Well, I'm gonna say this. The reason sometimes "are you done" comes out is because women need to record themselves while they hysterical, and I think then they'll realize if you see what we see, then you'll be like, okay, this motherfucker has lost it. So, are you done? Like, and it's really our way of saying like you're not even in the right mind frame to be talking, because the way your tone is, your attitude is, slamming shit, all that shit, you're not finna really get a response out of a man doing all that shit. Because for one, you're not even talking sensibly. So the only thing you're gonna get out of that is, are you done yet? You got that out your system?
Okay, so now from that, even you just saying that provoke something for me. Just hearing you say that, oh my God, just hearing you say it like that, it's not right. It makes me then want to say something, slam a pot,
exactly,
not cook dinner, or do some shit I know that's gonna make your ass fucking miserable.
That's right. And then I'm gonna slam a door, leave, and then you gonna be miserable. So you understand how that work? You know,
it's just certain phrases y'all don't use, and that's one of them. Y'all need to just
and then you sitting in the house.
Shit up.
Then you sitting in your house talking about, well, wait, see, he just left, and now you calling your girlfriend, and now you trying to call me, and now I gotta cut my phone off because you don't want to stop calling or
but
texting,
if you know
or doing all this
that one phrase of, if you know what you said is gonna take her there, then why would you do it? Why?
For the same reason that you slamming shit and you're sitting there being hysterical and crying and shaking and saying, "Ooh, you make me sick." Same reason.
I am telling you. Y'all need to bag that phrase, bro. Because we're sitting in a pretty friendly,
I'm putting that shit on a shirt.
You better not put "are you done"
on the next episode of Relations. I'm putting that on the shirt. Are you done yet?
You shouldn't do that. It makes you feel something.
I bet it do. But that's the reason why we're saying it. Because I'm gonna tell you this. If you're upset, okay, so let's just say if my lady's upset, I would prefer that if you do have some gripes that you want to get off your chest, I think you should write those gripes down, and we can sit down after you done processed everything you finna say. Cause see, when y'all in a flurry of shit and y'all don't know how to put the shit together, the shit just starts sounding.
God damn.
Y'all don't know how to put it together, man. You know what I'm saying? Everything just be starting to sound crazy to us. You ever seen Charlie Brown and you listen to the teacher and it's like womp 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 womp. That's how that shit sound to us.
Yeah. I get it. Please tell me it's time to switch topics because I can't even say nothing. I can't say nothing. It's true. It is true. And I've definitely been one of the people that I've actually practiced that. I've been in a heated argument before and 2 against 1. So I had no choice. I couldn't get in and really combat it the way I want to because now I got 2 people at me. So I took out my phone, my notes, and I just wrote down all the things that I wanted to go back and address when they were done. Okay. And it actually did work for me. So I would actually give people maybe that advice that definitely. It might work to write things down before you argue about them because it does get intense, guys. And I can say from someone who's been in an abusive situation, there's never a time that it's okay to hit a woman, but there is a time where it's okay to hit a woman when you do shit like spit on a man. But I will say a man that can take that and remove himself from the situation, you are the real MVP. And my stance is both y'all keep your hands off each other. Yeah. I mean, to me, that's gonna work a hell of a lot better. I understand that women want emotion and stuff like that, but to me, gotta be a better way, and we gotta stop pacifying women that's coming out saying that they are abusers. Like, I think we even need women help to check your friends. Yeah, you definitely need to check your friends. And you know, we've had this conversation in honor of Domestic Violence Month. It is October, guys. There will be a number up at the end of this episode that if you are being abused, man or woman, that you could call. We're going to switch topics. And we're going to go into something that could cause a fight. Men who have 2 loves. Let's talk about it, Alpha Male. Okay. So every so often we get these people that send stuff in and they just want to see our views on things, not our personal views. So I'm going to read a meme. Well, I'll just read what happened. And it's basically a guy and his side piece basically having a conversation. The conversation goes, if you love her so much, then why are you here with me? The guy says, I love both of you but for different reasons. What does she have that I don't? And then he says, well, she's smart, college educated, makes good money, loyal, and she has my kids. And then she says, then why do you need me then? And he says, because the way that you touch me, the way that you make me feel, passion, chemistry is unmatched, and I love you, and I'm loyal to you just as I'm loyal to her. So the actual topic should have been loyalty to 2 women. Loyalty to 2 women, not men with 2 lovers, because I know that can be taken different ways, especially if you're poly and you have 2 lovers. So the topic can go so many different directions. So let me reverb. This is a man who's has a main piece and a side piece, and he's saying that he's loyal to those 2 women. And she's basically don't understand how he could be loyal. How he could be basically because he's saying that he loved both of them. So she basically want to know, like, how can you love both? Okay. And I'm gonna take the stance of this. It's not impossible. Because I'm not going to go from a situation of whether it's right or wrong. I'm just going to talk about the situation. It's very much possible that happens, and it happens more often than women think. In this scenario, I don't know how deep it actually goes. I don't know if those women even know about each other. What they know about. Well, obviously she knows about her. Well, the side piece, but I don't know. But I don't know if they necessarily talk or anything like that. But she's basically holding him accountable, saying, "Well, if you have her and she's doing all these things for you, then what am I here for?" Right. And he's telling her,
why she's there. And to me, it takes a lot to digest that, but it's not impossible for two men to love two women. I'm quite sure, even going back to my parents and my grandparents and just stories that I've even heard, that, you know, he had one house with a lady and another house with a lady. And I think it's the thing that, even though competition could be a thing, ego sometimes can get in the way. I think, you know, like most people, they fight for like number one spots, and he's basically saying like, listen, you don't have to fight for a spot because
you already got your spot.
You already have a spot, and I love y'all for different things.
Mm-hmm. I'm on the fence.
I know.
I'm really on the fence. My open-mindedness is, I don't have like a oh hell no response because of my own life. But I will say that traditionally, these are people who don't know about each other, talking about the women.
Okay.
And traditionally, the side piece knows about the main piece. Mm-hmm. So that conversation didn't strike me as strange.
Mm-hmm. And sometimes the main piece knows about the side piece.
Yes. But I'm on the fence because I think that for me, it's impossible for me as an individual to feel like I could love two men. Mm-hmm. So I'm always one of those people where it's like, let people live their lives. But if people living their lives and somehow will lead you to suffer some type of consequence that you have to deal with, like if his choices, like if I had a man and my man had a side piece that he was loyal to and he was happy, great, he's living his life. But if for some reason I have to suffer any of the consequences that come from that relationship, I have a problem with that.
Suffer
and what I mean,
what?
Suffer consequences if I'm getting lied to. If I'm ending up in the at the doctor because I have a urinary tract infection, because that hoe ain't clean. If you understand what I'm saying, or if it's, I'm just giving reasons now. If my bank account is short because her lights off. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I'm talking traditional here. I'm not talking about fast forward. We in 2020. We got successful black men out here taking care of two houses. I'm not talking about that setup. I know there are men out there that can do that, and they wouldn't run into the issues that I'm talking about. I'm talking about some old common, basic, traditional shit that I either have dealt with or someone I know has dealt with. And those are usually some of the things that the main bitch has to deal with. Broken dates. You can't be two places at one time. You love two people, you're loyal to two people, but there's only one you. So whether the main chick is suffering or the side chick is suffering, someone's always suffering in that situation except for the guy. On the interim, because again, I'm open-minded. I know how a guy can have several problems having two bitches, but we're not talking about that situation. We're talking about traditional, basic, common. The guy who has two females, two household, he's usually without issue. You know why? Because he got financial stability, emotional stability, and a girl that can chef her ass off over here and take care of his kids, and then a bitch over there who ain't got shit and she getting good dick 24/7. You understand what I'm saying? It's never balanced, and someone is always suffering from either or. Maybe you're over here and she's been neglected for 2 weeks because y'all are on vacation together. So she's sad and she's suffering consequences. And now you're over there when we get back from vacation and I don't see you every night for 2 weeks now. I'm suffering those consequences. And that's the problem I really have with it. I don't think any main person that you say you love, that you've married, that you have kids with, if you're out doing your thing, good for you. But if the thing you do leads that person that you say you love to suffer some consequences because what you did, that is wrong. I have a problem with that. A big problem with it.
Okay. I'm going to go a lot of different ways with this. One, I can't take away from what you're saying. But it doesn't also mean that all of those situations go that way. Just from reading that, she's not asking where you leaving or why you leaving. She's actually asking, why are you these two different places? So it sounds more smooth, but just questions are there of why can't you just pick me? Why do you need her? You know what I'm saying? That what you're talking about is a little bit way different, and I get it. So I'ma just say that in those type of scenarios, I don't think you're dealing with some of those scenarios of what you're talking about, because he even said that, you know, hey, she got a good job, she make her own money.
Yeah, he's talking about his wife at home. She's great.
Now,
and then I love you because passion.
Okay. The thing that I think a lot of times is creatures of habit have habit. You can't really understand certain things. Like, I can't understand why a dog is able to lick his nuts. I'm not a dog. Yeah,
I cannot. Like,
just
really?
just bear with me. Just bear with me. I don't want to go over your head. It's just bear with me. I'm bringing this up is for one particular major reason. I'm bringing this up because